Hiya. It's former Deputy Prime Minister, proud Northerner from a working class background, basic instinct enthusiast, and still fourth sexiest woman in the UK according to a BBC poll, Angela Rayner, and welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Well, as you can see, I've had to move house again. I've come back down into the Us Labour's underground bunker, and I have to say it would have been really nice if somebody could have given me a bit of an heads up, because while our Yvette was Home Secretary, she turned the Us Labour's underground bunker into an HMO, so I'm having to share it with guests into the country. So it would have been, I would have packed differently had I known. I would have bought more tins because they've had half of them already. Not very impressed. But you know what, I've done all of my crying, I've done all of the emotion, I've done all of the sadness, and now I have to say I'm just a bit annoyed and outraged with certain things that have been said and done, and I'm going to talk about that here for the first time, and maybe I'm not going to stop talking about it. We'll just have to see what happens down the line. But obviously my phone has been absolutely blowing up since I put in my resignation, and I had to do it. Obviously, the writing was on the wall. I had to do it. Things were just getting a bit too much. And since then, I've had messages, phone calls from nosy journalists, texts, WhatsApps. It's just gone crazy. And so I just decided to lob my phone into the sea at Brighton before I came here. At least I've got something in common with the people in the bunker with me. So that's quite nice, actually. We've got something that we can chat about. But before I lobbed it, I did read some of the messages, and I have to say a huge thank you to our Lou, who really stuck her neck out and posted a wonderful tribute to me on X. And if anybody knows how it feels to have to resign from government over a misunderstanding with finances that could potentially look like fraud but defo isn't, it's our Lou. So I'm really glad she chose not to sit this one out, and she really spoke up for me, so thanks for that, Lou. That's really, really nice. But I have had phone call after phone call, so I'm just glad that the phone is done with now. And I have to say the tributes have been quite interesting. The mainstream media have been talking about me quite a bit and talking about my legacy and all the things that I listed in my resignation letter to Arakia. Quite interesting to hear what they've got to say, and I have to say a bit weird because I'm not dead. You know, I'm still here. I didn't get hit by a bus. I got thrown under the bus, and that's for defo sure. I cannot believe it's very, very interesting actually to see which members have kept their positions, who's still remaining in post following Arakia's little cabinet reshuffle that he did. How interesting that certain people, after giving certain people bits of financial advice that really didn't do the best thing for them, it's very interesting to see that they have kept in place. Very interesting. And maybe I'll have things to say about that a little bit further down the line. We'll have to see. But I suppose I've got to say big congratulations to our David. He's got the Deputy Prime Minister's position, and you know, I think it's a good thing for him, especially after the disaster that he had trying to grow a cervix for Eddie Izzard. I'm glad he's got something he can focus on now. And I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but it is quite interesting that he was only hanging out with JD Vance just a few weeks ago and going fishing with him and that. How interesting that he is now going to be the person dealing with JD Vance the most. Anyone would think that there was something fishy about that. Not the actual fishing, but because he didn't catch any. But very interesting that, isn't it? But good luck to him. Good luck. He's, you know, a good luck to us Labours. I defo want us Labours to do well, and that's something that I will be focusing on. But for those of you saying, oh, she's done, she's toast, she's finished, that's it. Excuse me, I am still an MP. So I'm not done, I'm not finished, I'm just moving to the back benches. So, you know, it's like, you know, I'll get to hang out with my mates. Like when you get on the bus and you go and hang out with your mates at the back. That's what it's going to be like for me. But I'm a very ambitious person, so why do you think I'm not going to make a comeback? It is possible. Brits absolutely love comeback stories. I mean, look what happened when he then made a comeback in the EastEnders. Everyone thought he was dead, but he wasn't. What about when in Neighbours, when Harold Bishop made a comeback? Madge Bishop thought he was dead because she found his glasses on a rock by the sea, but he wasn't, and he made a comeback, and everybody was defo happy about that. So it is possible. And as far as politics is concerned, politicians make comebacks all the time. Look at Michael Gove. He resigned his position, then he made a comeback. Look at Amber Rudd. She resigned, then made a comeback. Look at Sajid Javid and Dominic Raab and Jenrick. Loads of them make comebacks after resigning from government, and they come back fighting, and some of them end up on the front benches. So what makes you think if there might be a change in leadership with us Labours that I might not find myself back on the front bench again? Why wouldn't I? You know, it's very interesting that you think that I'm done. Who said that? Nobody said that. So there you go. Just watch this space is all I can say about it for now. But before I lob my phone into the sea, I did get a phone call from ITV inviting me onto I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. And I am seriously considering it. You know, I've got a bit of a bill that I need to pay, and there's a family member I owe a bit of money to. So, and it pays well, so maybe I will. And don't even think about slagging me off if I do it, because Farage did it and everyone was fine with him for doing that. Doris did it and everyone was fine with her for doing it. So don't even think about slagging me off if I decide to do that. It's up to me. I just want to say thank you as well for those sticking their necks out for me and saying that, you know, when a Tory makes a mistake, nobody's bothered, nobody cares. But the minute a working class woman makes a little bit of a blunder, you go after her. So I have seen you, I see you, and I say thank you very much for all of the union leaders who've stuck their necks out for me, and the people who are like socialist workers and all that. Thank you very much for noticing that. I am glad you have said it, because it is defo true. They're just doing it because I'm from a working class background. That's the reason. But I am going to make a comeback. I'm determined to. And do you know what? I might even have a go at being a political commentator. I had a little chat with Beth Rigby this week, and I said, you know, you've got a very successful show. Maybe I could go on and be a political commentator on erectile dysfunction. And she said, you'd be very welcome to come on the show. Maybe we could set something up. So there you go. I'm not short of offers, but I tell you something, I've got more time on my hands. What makes you think I'm not going to continue to commentate on us Labours and what us Labours are doing? Why would I not? I could do as many no-brainers as I want. I can go on other people's podcasts if I want. I have more time on my hands, and I've got things to say. And when I have finished laying low and had a few tins and just relaxed for a bit, and I am back to it, I am going to have plenty to say about the people in government. You know what? If Doris can write a couple of books about it, maybe I can. I probably won't write it myself. I'll get a poltergeist writer or something to do it for me. But I've got plenty that I am going to say about things. So watch this space, because do you know what? It doesn't matter what you say, and it doesn't matter what you do. I am going to continue to go from strength to strength. I'll see you again on another no-brainer with Angela Rayner.